up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your boy Jordan MARQUIS. This is the first time that you guys are actually getting a video with the podcast. So, welcome back to the pod. Sorry I've been away for so long, but some things have happened, and I just wanted to, come on and give you guys a little update. I'm going to try my very best. I keep saying it every time that I post something that I'm going to try my very best to start posting content now. But I have all of the things that I need um, so I can record audio and video at the same time. And everything is going to sound clear. Now, you guys may hear the background noise from my fan because it is 9:59 at night and it is still hot in here. I have one window unit to cover the entire house, and it's not working, so I've got to get another window unit. But I just wanted to say what's up. I don't really have a specific topic to talk about, but we're just gonna kind of give a life update and kind of go with the flow of things and see what we end up talking about. I know that I've been absent for a minute, but I do want to bring this back because I do enjoy talking and talking about life and life updates and progressions and sometimes failures and things like that. So I'm hoping that I can get some more people on here and actually we have some conversations, some healing conversations. The whole podcast is called Wounds to Wisdom, and I feel like that every wound that we endure is a mark for wisdom of how to handle certain situations later on in life, and whether they are similar or very indifferent, we can take certain tools and use them for certain things. So, with all that being said, I don't think I've been on here since I got my place. So, welcome. I think the last time that I was on, I was actually homeless and living in my truck for about a year and a half or so. And around Thanksgiving is when I came back to Alabama. Back to my hometown in Alabama. And then around Christmas is when I moved in here. I've been here since Christmas. People have helped me get furniture and things like that. Like a lot of my furniture and stuff, people have given me my pots, pans, dishes, all sorts of things. I've purchased a few things here and there, but for the most part, everything has been pretty much given to me. And I'm so grateful and thankful. So when I moved in here, everything started going great. Everything was looking up, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be, I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm finally getting back on my feet. I'm finally getting some stability, and yeah. So I got me a really good job. I was working that for a while. I was there. I started there in February, and worked there up until last week. And unfortunately they had to let me go, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get too much into that because I'm still a little irritated about the whole situation. And there's a possibility that there may be a legal case that may be brought up against said company. But yeah, I absolutely have been doing great. My mental health has been doing better. I had a depressive spout. I said a bout of depression last week. Well, from the time that I got let go from my job up until earlier this week. The end of last week, rather. What else? Yeah, things have been going great. I haven't really hosted anything. I was supposed to host a movie night, but nobody showed up. Um, there's like 3 or 4 people that came, which is fine. I'm not holding anybody, hostage or you know anything like that. But it did kind of put into perspective, some things for me. But yeah, and then the other day I got a phone call from my grandmother, and she wanted all of the family to come together, and she was going to cook us all a Sunday dinner, and we haven't had that for a while, so everybody was really excited. So we all went over there. Now my cousin Kiki, she couldn't be there unfortunately, but um, she was somewhere better off getting help for her daughter, and I just have to commend her. She's such a strong individual. She's endured so much, and she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. But I kind of wanted to touch base a little bit because I posted a video on my YouTube, and the ones who are watching this, you're gonna be like, this is YouTube. Just bear with me. So I posted a video the other day on my YouTube, and I wanted to just basically tell my story a little bit. I'm gonna eventually break that up in 3 parts, and I think I've said this before, that I wanted to set this. I wanted to do this 3-part series about my life and my story so far, and how my faith has helped, and how I have healed, and went to therapy and things like that, and how the different tools from therapy has helped me. Um, so I really want to do that series. I'm interested to know, like other people's stories and things like that. So I'm probably going to do like a little questionnaire kind of thing and have people send in their stories, their snippet of stories and things like that. Because a lot of times we as men, we don't get the opportunity to voice what happened to us, abuse wise, and whether that was sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, or whatever. So we don't really talk about it, and it's kind of like a touchy feely subject, especially in the black community, and that is why I'm so um, adamant about you know getting help, going to therapy, and actually talking to someone and getting help. I don't think people really understand. A therapist is there to help give you tools, not necessarily be in your business, but give you tools that can help you along the way. A lot of people don't really understand that concept, and I don't understand why, but to each their own or whatever. But yeah, I really want to tell my story, and I want to tell it in a way that is not necessarily diminishing to other people or trying to, you know, just blow up somebody's character or anything like that. That's not my intention at all whatsoever. I'm just here to tell my story, what happened to me, and honestly, just show other men that it's okay, that if something happened to you, that it's okay to talk about it, and that it's okay to get help, that it's okay to to um what is the word I'm looking for, to experience those feelings and stuff that we experience. A lot of people think of it as weird or whatever, but I don't understand why. I've never understood why. Therapy is a very strong tool, and it has helped me tremendously. I have had so much turmoil in my life. Um, I've had to face so many different things. I've lost children. I've lost family members that I was close to. I've lost best friends, um, who have passed away. I've taken a lot of loss. I watched two cousins get hit by a car. One of the youngest one of the three of us, which was 9 years old, he actually died from the accident. I had to sit there and watch that, witness that myself firsthand with my own two eyes. So I've had a lot of turmoil. I was molested. I was abused by my dad, um, physically. I was bullied in school. All of these things, and I was also treated very differently, um, in my opinion, from my perspective. I was treated very differently on my mom's side. A lot of people would say, and it wasn't everybody on that side. Let me just preface that it was not everybody. There was a handful that treated me like I, belonged and that I was loved. But for the most part, I was I was treated differently. Um, I don't think people really know that they treated me differently. I don't think that they were aware of it. I think it was just a subconscious thing, but because I am mixed, yeah. And I'll just leave that there. But yeah, there's been a lot of things happening. I've got to get my truck fixed. Still waiting on that to happen. Been waiting on uh, the mechanic for weeks now. Still haven't heard anything back. Um, what else? Oh, I have my studio set up. It's in my office back there. It's hot back there right now because, like I said, I only have one window unit. But um, when it cools down, I will start recording in there. Right now, I'm recording in my living room because it's hot. It is very, very hot. And this was actually a bad spot to record in because of how I have this background set up. But it's okay. I will fix it later. I'll move down the couch to be in front of this curtain a little bit later. Um, but yeah, when I record my podcast episodes, I'm gonna try to do a video as well, um, just to kind of give you guys a visual of everything going on, and because I know people like visuals. I'm one of those. I don't necessarily like to listen to a podcast as much as I do like to watch one because I like to see the interactions on people's faces. Um, I watch a lot of Kev on Stage and that chick Angel and Tabitha Brown and things like that, and I like that visual representation, and it's just a, I guess it's an aesthetic kind of thing, or like I have to be able to see their facial reactions when certain questions come up or when they answer certain things. It's just a thing for me. I don't know how to explain it. And I'm really hoping that this fan is not too loud in this mic. I'm so sorry if it is. I have a mic on my chest for the audio recording, and then I have my big mic for my condenser mic for the video. So I'm really hoping that it cuts it out. But with that being said, it is what it is. I am gonna eventually get it together to where I can control it. But yeah, I've got to get another window unit before I can actually start recording in that back room. I'm just gonna it's gonna have to happen because it is so ungodly hot back there. And even when I leave the door open and try to let some of the air go in there, still it's so hot in there. And that is the side that the sun comes up on anyway. So yeah, it's terrible. But with all that being said, this is going to be a very short episode. I'm not going to do too much because why? But just know that I am actively doing research and things like that on certain topics and different discussions and different healing techniques and things like that. I'm also trying to make sure that I have the correct information to put out because I don't like putting out wrong information. That's just not my thing. I'm a researcher, so before I say anything about anything, I normally do my research. And with me talking about my life, I don't really need to do research, but I do like to have certain points that I want to point out along the way. So I am going to do this 3-part series. I think I'm think how I'm gonna chop it down is from my earliest memory up until like the end of middle school, and then I'm gonna do a separate video from high school, from beginning of high school to end of high school, and then from the age of 19 up until now. Well, up until up until now. So I think that's how I'm gonna break it down. Because it's just easier that way, and it's easier for me to go back and remember certain things in certain time frames all at once. Because I know me, I can get to telling my story and I'll bounce all over. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that everything is consistent and it flows. That way you guys know my story and understand. I don't want any sympathy. That's the least of the things that I am looking for. I am more concerned of other men knowing that it's okay to talk about the things that you have gone through. It is okay to feel like you had been betrayed and that your innocence had been stolen. It is perfectly fine. I know that we use comedy and things like that to kind of make it sound good, make it sound okay, make it sound like it was no big deal. But we all need help. We all have our own personal things that we have to go through, and unfortunately, sometimes the cards are dealt to where we get hurt in more ways than one. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day, or I may have said it on a video or something, but it doesn't matter what cards are dealt to you. How you play the hand is how you win the game. And it's not even necessarily about winning the game. It's about determining if you can handle the game. If you have the ability to even handle, the stuff that is handed to you. I don't know why it's such a, I guess, taboo kind of thing, especially for men when it comes to therapy. I've never understood that, because we have this. We were talking about this at my grandmother's house the other day. By the way, I'm going to get to that because that was such a healing. Oh, that was such a healing moment. But we were talking about this the other day, and we were saying how men are conditioned to think you got to be macho. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to have feelings and emotions, and you're not supposed to let them show. I hate that. I absolutely hate that, because it creates toxic masculinity, and then also it puts up these high expectations for these young men that's coming up, that they're supposed to just hold all of that in. And then we get mad at people for when they finally lash out, and we don't really know why they're lashing out at this moment, but yet it's been built up. They've never been able to let it out because they've always been told men don't cry, men don't show emotion. We just get it done. We're macho. We're supposed to be the superhero. We're supposed to be the strong one. That's not always the case. And it doesn't matter. I'm not even going to say it's not always the case. Men, it's okay to cry. It's okay to go through the motions of your emotions. It is okay. I am so sick and tired of seeing all this stuff about well, if a man likes to drink wine just to have to relax time, then he's sus. Everything that men do now is all of a sudden sus. I hate this generation that we're in. For one, because we're all searching on social media for the next best thing. That's why nobody is faithful these days. That's why nobody can stay in a relationship these days, because you're always constantly looking for the next best thing. You're always constantly comparing yourself to other people, and making sure that you rise. You try to meet up with the Joneses, try to live up with the Joneses. And let me tell you something. Trying to keep up with the Joneses is gonna keep you in the dirt. Okay, it's gonna keep you at the bottom. It's gonna keep you down there where you started it. It irks my nerve how much these females these days, especially, we have all this stuff about let's make sure that our females know that they're worthy, that they are loved, they're cared about, but nothing is done about the men. Nothing is done about the men. We don't have men's conferences anymore. Now, when I was growing up in church, we did have men's conferences, but we need some outside of church. We need some that are actually going to help with life skills, with emotional stability and mental stability. We don't need just everything about how a man should be in Christ. Yes, we do need that, but that's not the only focus. There are other focuses that God wants us to focus on. Our mental health is one of them. How we handle people is another one of them. How we talk to people. How we are when we're angry. How we are when we're sad. How we are when we're going through any emotion. He wants us. He gave us the emotions. He gave us the feelings. He gave us the tears. He gave us the ability to be angry and things like that. So he wants us to experience those emotions, but he also wants us to handle them with care. And we need classes and conventions and things like that for men. We have all this stuff about women uplifting each other, women conferences. I just seen one the other day. It said something about being strong in the Lord, being a strong queen for the Lord, or something like that. And I was like, okay, so when are we going to start uplifting the men? When are we going to start uplifting... Ooh, excuse me. When are we going to start, having all these things for men? And then we won't, we expect men to, especially growing up. Oh, my dad was so disappointed when I told him that I did not want to do any sports. Sports is not my thing. Sports has never been my thing. I don't like sports. Because you hit me. If I got the ball, okay, say we're playing football. I got the ball, and you come and tackle me, I'm about to fight you. I know we were supposed to be playing a game, but I'm about to fight you. I've never been a sports guy, okay? But that is the mindset that men are supposed to be in. You're supposed to play sports. You're supposed to go to you're supposed to get go to college if you're gonna go to college, or you're supposed to be a mechanic or a plumber or a contractor or a engineer or carpenter or welder, something like. You're supposed to manly jobs. Well, there's a lot of men in power right now that have pretty nice lives, and they're not in any of those fields. I know some office managers that are doing well in life. I know some people who are CEOs, they're doing well in life. I know some men who are realtors, they're doing well in life. I know some people who sell cars, they're doing well in life. I know people who are on social media, they're doing well in life. I know some people who work at a factory, they are doing well in life. I know some people who are working at a fast food joint. They are also doing very well in life. So it's not about what we do that makes us masculine or feminine. It's about how we feel, what we exude, what we put off. Some days, everybody knows I'm bisexual, okay? Some days I'm going to have more femme-ish days to where I feel more femme. But most of the time, this is how you're going to see me. You're going to see, I'm always going to have my beard. My hair is either going to be put in a ponytail or out like this, or it's going to be twisted up in some twist or something like that. I don't care what society thinks. I've never cared about what society thinks. And I think that is what most people's problem is. They care too much what other people think. If y'all stop caring so much what other people think, guess what? You wouldn't be stressed and you wouldn't have so much anxiety. You wouldn't care about any of those social norms or what people are saying that should be masculine and femme. I don't like titles. I don't like labels. I don't like none of that. Okay? And I've always said this, every relationship that I get in, we don't have gender roles, okay? When it comes to a relationship, I don't care if I'm with a male or a female. I've told both of my partners this, my ex-partners this, and one was male, one was female, okay? At two different times, of course, but yes. We don't have gender roles. If the bill is due and you got it, pay it. If a bill is due and I got it, I'm going to pay it. If something comes up and you don't have all of it and I don't have all of it, but together we got enough, we gonna pay it together. It's just that simple. House cleaning, we gonna do this together. I'm taking out the trash, I'm gonna wash the dishes, you come over here and rinse and put them up, or vice versa. If I cook, you gonna clean up the kitchen, or we gonna clean up the kitchen together. If you cook, we gonna clean up the kitchen together. I don't do the traditional. I'm traditional in a sense, but I'm not traditional in a sense. There are certain things that I don't let, like if I'm going out on a date, that's different. I'm paying. I'm just that way. If I want to surprise, my partner with something, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to let them know. I'm just going to surprise them with it. Just because it's just an extra, sometimes spending that little extra that you really don't have to make the other person feel special is worth it. When you see that smile on their face, or that you can hear the excitement in them voices, that's what makes it special for me. So I don't believe in traditional roles at all whatsoever. I feel like if we're going to be together, we're going to do everything together. And I'm not saying 50-50. I don't believe in 50-50 either. 100-100. You give me 100%, I'm giving you 100%. There is no in between. Okay? Because when you give me 100%, I'm going to always give you 100%. If you are giving me 20% and you're like, hey babe, all I got today is 20%, can you carry the other 80? I absolutely 1000% I got you. Because I'm going to be able to pull you out of that, and we're going to get you back to 100%. And people got to also understand, most of the time with females especially, they're going through so many mental things because they're constantly worried about, not all of them, but there are some who are, they have insecurities, or they're not okay with some of their flaws, and they think bad things about themselves, and it makes them start having conversations like, oh, he's gonna probably feel this way about me too. And most of the time that's not the case. So it's mental health is a big thing on both ends of the spectrum, or both. I don't want to say spectrum because that's not politically correct. Both ends of the table. Let's just say that. So it's very deep. It's very deep, and I think we all should really get some help. Like, seriously. But we were back to going to my grandmother's house. We were at my grandmother's this past Sunday, and we were sitting outside. We had just finished eating, and we were talking and everything. And it was the first time that I felt like I was heard. I felt like, I was heard by people other than my grandmother and my aunt. Now, I wasn't expecting for it to go that way at all whatsoever. But I am so glad that they were able to hear a part of my story and kind of understand why I am the way I am and why and what makes me me. Um, I think that was the most beautiful part of it. And I just have to say, shout out to my dad because I see it. He's trying, and it's one of the best feelings ever to know that all these years that you've been trying to make sure that you are up to your standards, up to your parents' standards for you that they have for you, and all these years trying to get him to love me or acknowledge me, and it's finally starting to happen. Like, he's the one who initiated the whole conversation, and it was something that I can't really explain it, and I'm sitting here with smiling because it was just a beautiful thing. My grandfather was sitting there, my grandmother was there, my auntie was there, my dad was there, and they were all sitting there listening to me tell my stories about my kids that didn't get to make it. Um, my They actually sat and listened to me tell the story about me and my two little cousins, the one I mentioned earlier. They got hit. The two cousins got hit. I did not get hit. Let me just put that out there. I was 12. One was 11. One was 9. The 11 and 9-year-old got hit. 11-year-old had to have rods put in his legs. Had to learn how to walk again, talk again. Had to all of that. The 9-year-old ended up dying, and I was talking about how hard that was for me for many years, and how I had to hold on to that. And well, I didn't necessarily had to hold on to it, but I held on to it for so long to where I was blaming myself for many years. Now, I was 12 when this happened. I'm 28 now. I just released that off of me maybe a year or two ago, probably like 2 years ago now. And it's crazy because they sat and actually listened. Like, me and my cousin Kiki, and I keep mentioning her because she is going to actually join us on the podcast one day. She's just going through a lot right now, and I don't want to put any more pressure on her. But she is going to come on one day, and I'm gonna let her tell her story. But me and her, we talk a lot, and we have been praying a lot. At least in the last, we've been praying all of our life, but really praying in the last 5-6 years for this moment to happen. And it is finally happening to where we can actually start talking about it. And I actually get to talk about my story and not cry. There were times when I used to try to tell my story and I couldn't even finish because I couldn't get it out. I started to choke up. I started to cry. And it was a really beautiful day. My grandmother cooked for us, and then we ended up having deep conversations like that. And then we started telling old stories about different memories and stuff that we had. And it was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And just seeing that, it made my heart so happy. It really did. I literally drove home thinking and crying. Like, I was just like, that really just happened. And I'm talking about, I'm weeping. I am crying on my way home. And it was so beautiful. It was so, 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 so beautiful. And I'm so thankful that I was able to be a part of that. Because at first, when she called, I was hesitant about going, because I don't really go around family functions these days. Just, it's not anything to do with them. It's just, here lately I've been burnt out. I've just been burnt out about people. But something was like, the Lord was like, go. You need to go. And I'm so thankful and grateful that I did. But yeah, that was an update. So, like I said, I'm going to try my very best to make sure that I record a new episode every week, at least once a week. That is going to be my ultimate goal. now that I have everything that I need to record audio and video, I think I'll be able to do this, because that's what I was getting discouraged about. And I know you got to start small, but I'm one of those people that I need all of my. I'm a Virgo, so I need all of my elements to work together and produce what I needed to produce. And this is just great. So when I come back, I'm trying to think, I'm probably going to do one next week. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to record early. That way it doesn't seem like I'm missing an episode. So I'm going to try my best from here. So this is July the 2nd, okay, that I'm recording this on. So I'm going to try my best to put out a video every single, or to put out an episode every single week. I'm going to actually set this in its own little playlist for the podcast and everything. Every single week until the end of the year, right before Christmas. The last episode I'm going to try to do right before Christmas, and then I'm going to take a 2-week break, maybe a 3-week break, and come back in January, the mid-January. Maybe second week in January, something like that. But yeah, so make sure you guys are looking forward to that. I'm really excited. I have all of my stuff now. I have lighting equipment. I have my microphone now. I even have my little mixer thing for the podcast if I wanted to record on my computer. But I just record on my phone and on both of my phones, because I got the audio here on this one, and then the video on this one. So I'm just gonna upload the video to YouTube and upload the audio recording to my podcast, where I disperse the podcast episodes. So hey, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this plays out, and I am looking forward to seeing you guys and talking to you guys again. Hopefully, I can actually get Kiki on here. She actually doesn't go by that anymore, but I've called her that for 28 years now, and she goes by her real name, her birth name, which is Nikita, but because she's doing she's doing this evolution, and I'm so proud of her and thankful for her just being able to watch her grow and become this warrior. It's just absolutely amazing. But yeah, so maybe, well, she's in Ohio right now with her daughter for the doctors. So when they come back, I can get her to come down and hop on. That would be dope. Yeah, that would be really dope. I might actually get her to do that for real. So I wonder if I could. Oh, this might go to that, and I may be able to have both. We'll see. Okay. Well, oh no, I'm slow. Anyway, it has been great talking to you guys again. This felt really great. I don't feel like I kind of went all over the place. I feel like it was kind of consistent this time. So I apologize for any previous episodes. But just know that anything that you are wanting to happen for yourself, whether it's healing or you want to get more financially stable, you want to buy a better house, or change jobs, whatever it may be, it can happen as long as you put in the work. And once you stop procrastinating, Jordan, this is for you, sir. You right here on this camera. You. You. Yep. Jordan, MARQUIS. Once you stop procrastinating and actually start doing the work and putting in the effort, you're going to start seeing results. You're going to start seeing the things that you want to see. You're going to be able to experience life in a different way. Especially when God tells you to do something and you don't do it, you're going to know. You're going to feel it, okay? So just do it. whenever he tells you to do something, just do it. Okay? This is for you, Jordan MARQUIS. This is for you, sir. Okay? Because you can't seem to get it together. My boy, like, listen to the Lord. All right. It's been great. I will talk to you guys later. I love you. And until next time, see you later. Bye.